What do we have here? It's the Icon, and yeah, I'm a little late to the party on this one. Everyone's been talking about it, and now we're already talking about the Walmart knife now instead. But let's get this Icon open, and we'll open it with a Walmart knife. We'll get this Icon open and see if it's good or not, because I have no idea. You know, I don't know. I've had some, so it's supposedly a Begg Knives. I don't know, it's not exactly a clone, but and it may be designed by the same people who designed the Begg Knives now, because Todd Begg apparently isn't part of that group anymore. I mean, he does his own thing, but then there's like Begg Knives that are, wow, that's weird. It's like a big hunk of foam. Interesting. The Begg Knives are designed, made by somebody else now that I don't think it's really, him exactly anymore. That make the, the cheap production ones. Very nice packaging for, Oh, a little note on this. If you go to Harbor Freight, that's where these are at, and look for these, you would expect them to be with the other pocket knives and in that section where all that stuff is. But no, this one is over in the tools section. It's like by the sockets and stuff, because they have Icon is their high-end tool brand. So this is sitting over there with the high-end tools. So don't expect it to be with the other knives and stuff. Okay, like I said, nice packaging. Okay, it's got a nice feel to it right off the bat, although that's poking a little bit. But it's not bad. Choil feels pretty good. It's a flat grind, and IK24. Yeah. Oh, it's D2. Okay, so we got D2. Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay. Ooh, the lock bar is very nice. It's got about a 35-40% lockup, and easy to move. Now, sometimes when the lock bars are easy to move, I wonder if it's going to have some lock rock. Let's try that. A tiny, tiny bit, man. Tiny, tiny. I would say 99.5% good lockup. Let's give it a little whack, because it does have a tiny bit of play. Let's see. Nah, very nice. Boy, the action is really, really nice, actually. Not bad at all. Boy, if it could reverse flick, that would be nice. I think I'll probably put a little thumb stud on it, because one of those quick studs I can put on here, like this other Begg Knives knife that has a quick stud put on it. This is the Begg Knives Tagoda. No, it's a I don't remember what it is. I'll put this one up here. This is one I modded up a lot. Did a lot of little. Can I focus, please? Focus. There we go. Put lots of grinds in it. Did some 2-color operations on it. This is definitely a nice one. I like this one. Now this one doesn't say Begg Knives on it. It says Icon. Well, I wonder what that clip is. Is that titanium? No, stainless steel. Okay, so the clip is stainless, but man, that's a nicely milled clip. That is really nice. Holy crap. Huh. Now, one reason you have such good access to the lock bar is that it's sticking way up out of the scales, which are really nice carbon fiber. Not that real flat kind of plain carbon fiber, but a rounded, really nice contoured carbon fiber. It looks really, really good. And the G10 is nice and contoured too. This is a nicer knife than I thought it was going to be. The liners stick out the back here. It's kind of interesting. And then it has looks like a stainless backspacer too. I'm going to just totally say it's stainless. Yep. Boy, wow, just about drop shutty. Oh, a little off center though. Interesting. Not quite on center. Let's see. Not loose either. But sometimes you can fix that. Let's try and give it a fix with my way of fixing it. So what I do is, okay, so I figure out which way I need to push the blade. I need to push the blade over that way some. So I'll get it up out of the knife a little bit, okay? And then I'll put pressure, double check. Yeah, we'll put pressure that direction on it with my thumb while I'm holding the rest of the knife, okay? Then I loosen up a couple of the body screws. Just 2 of them, or all of them that you can reach on this side. You don't necessarily have to do the other side. Maybe you do it if this doesn't work. All right, so I loosen those guys up. Then I tighten them back in while I'm pressing this blade over as hard as I can. Now, what that does is it lets the blade basically torque the one liner over a little bit, and hopefully, ooh, look at that. dead center. Let's see if it stays on. Yeah, I think it's staying on, so that worked. I mean, it's a pretty simple fix. It'll only move the blade a little tiny bit, but it works. That's a nice looking blade, man. That's a little more of a down curve than I like on my knives typically, but it looks nice. I'm gonna clean the blade off. It's got a little gunk on it. Look at those grind lines on that guy. Not bad. A nice satin finish. D2 usually does look pretty good when you clean it up nice. Too bad they didn't put some nice satin grind lines on this to match. But look at that carbon fiber. That is nice looking fiber, man. They did a really nice job on this. Whoever the hell they got to design this thing, whether it's the Begg Knives people or not, I don't know. Well, I wonder if I have a thumb stud that'll go in there right now. I'm going to go look real quick. All right, so what I did was I grabbed the quick stud that I happen to have, and then I put it in my drill, and I ran the corner of it up against a sander, because it's very sharp on the edge when it comes normally. So I put like a little 45-degree bevel on this edge, and then the same thing on this edge, so that it's not so bitey on your fingers. So this will be a lot more comfy. Now, as we look at this, does it have a crown spine? Does it? Not so much. It has a little bit of a nice bevel, but not quite a crown spine. Crown spines don't work super well with these types of things. Oh boy, I thought it was going to fit because the blade didn't look super thick. But it looks like I got to mod it a little bit more to get it to fit. It's not quite wide enough. So I have a file that I use to file this thing out just a little bit so it'll fit. We'll come right back with that. All right, so we got it filed out to where it fits all the way onto the blade now. Now you got to figure out where you want to put it. You don't want it to run into any part of this, but this is like a circle, so it's going to be very easy not to run into it. It doesn't really, move around like some knives. Like this guy, when I put this on, I had to make sure that it didn't hit right here. It almost hits right there. Well, no, it actually doesn't come that close. But some knives do come pretty close. This Civivi kind of comes very close right there at the end. Almost hits, even though it doesn't hit anywhere else. So you got to watch that. Okay, this guy. Let's see. So the bolt always goes on the reverse flick side. And then this goes on this side. So you can almost basically run it into the thing because you want it up as far as you can. I'll show you why in a minute. I mean, basically, I can just tell you, you don't want it in the path of the cutting edge, So you don't want this thumb stud in your cutting path. So it looks like that's going to work fine, and it's not really in the cutting path at all. So very nice. All right, so I took a little minute here and I actually moved it forward just a hair because when I had it a little further back where it was almost touching here and almost touching there, it actually did touch there, and I couldn't reverse flick it because it was just a little too far up. I didn't have enough leverage, but now I can reverse flick it, and it's still not in the cutting path really. Cutting path being sort of straight up from there. It's basically in the path of your finger choil, so it makes a nice little thumb rest really. So that's what it looks like installed. Works very well for the thumb, almost too easy. And then the reverse flick's a little difficult, but not bad. And then of course, I also sanded this thing just a little bit. I hand sanded just across this with about 300 grit, I think. Just a few passes because it's just a tiny bit slippery. It wasn't bad. Like you can make it work for sure. Like it didn't really slip. It just felt slippery. So I gave it a little tiny bit of texture, and now it's not slippery at all. I think it's a neat little knife, man. I think I'm gonna keep it around, keep it in rotation for a little while. Oh, I didn't check the pocket clip and see if it actually works. Let's see. Get this guy out of the way. Okay, it's a bit tough. It's a bit overly strong. Maybe we could take that, cut a little bit off the bottom of that thing so it's not quite so strong, because it's really freaking strong. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, I could do that. I wonder if... yeah, it wouldn't take much, but I don't know. I'll leave it that way for now. Boy, it definitely could use a little less downward force. But it's not bad. It's actually not bad. It secures it into your pants, into your pocket. It's definitely not going to fall out. So, you know, it's got that going for it. That's good. Boy, that centering is staying on. I love the polished edges of the liner showing through. It looks really good. So they have lightning. Yeah, they do. Look at that. Boy, they lighten the shit out of it. It's very skeletonized. There's my dog barking for no reason. Very skeletonized inside, at least on the show side. On the other side, no cutout, no cutting out, no cutaways, no whatever. Let's see. Lockup is about the same as it was. Sometimes when you mess with these cheaper knives, I think it was, let's get this guy out of the way. I think it was $39, so not super cheap, but sometimes when you mess with these knives, you'll mess with them for a while, and then all of a sudden the lock will be even further over as it wears in. But this looks like it was well made and it's not moving any. Yeah, really nice detent, pretty much perfect detent. Great reverse flick now. Great thumb flick. These are about, I think they're about $6 or $7 on Amazon, so that you can put them on different knives. They fit really well on the old Buck 110. I think they were kind of made for that, you know, but they work great for any knives that are flipper only, so that you can get some flicking action on it. I'll put one on this Tuya knife a long time ago. This is the first one I ever used on this Tuya. You can tell I ground that one down quite a bit too, so that it was usable and not so pokey. Works really good on that one. Definitely fits in with the style. I think they're great little inventions. Hopefully whoever invented it is rich. Boy, I think it's nice, man. I love this little cutaway right here. The little red pivots around is super nice on both sides. It's got, what do they call it? Inset liners. So you can't see the liners except for where they poke out back here, which looks pretty cool actually, sitting next to that nice shiny backspacer, which is polished too. Yeah, they could have either polished this or made it like grind lines, one of the two, and it would have fit in a little better. Maybe if I take it off and do that mod to make it a little less pressure, I'll also polish it. That might be cool. Boy, it's a really nice knife. Yeah, I consider it my second Todd Begg Knives knife. Even though this one says Begg Knives, but it's apparently not Todd Begg. Whatever. It is very much like one of his designs, just as this was very much like one of his designs. Very cool knives. Yeah, I like it. Go to your local, what is it, Harbor Freight. Grab you one. The lock face right here could have a little more angle on the bevel. It's got a little bit of a bevel, but it's like this real shallow bevel like this, when it really should be like this, about a 45-degree angle. So I might put a little 45 on that if I take it apart. Otherwise, pretty nice. A lot of billboarding going on there. IK24, don't know what that's about. Yeah, I don't know. Nice little knife though. What is the size of this guy? Is it a little bigger than the Civivi? No, it's a little smaller than the Civivi Synergy 2, 3, whatever one it is. But it's pretty close. Kind of Synergy sized, I would say. Is it about the size of the Quiet Carry the 9? Pretty close. So it's right in that category. So a little size down from a 3.5 inch knife, but not much. 3.25 probably, something like that. It's in good company with lots of great EDC size knives. What do they call this guy? The Icon. They call it the Icon drop point knife with ceramic bearings, but you know, that's one of those generic names. I should have just come up with a name for it, but I think the Todd Begg Knives knife that looks like this, oh, which one is it? Is it a, damn it, I don't remember. I'll put it up here. So you could kind of call it the, you know, Harbor Freight, blah, 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 whatever that one is. But boy, that is a really, really nice action. The detent just feels really good. Nice, solid, listen, has a nice sound to it too. It's really nice, man. Really nice little $40 knife. I'd say it's well worth 40 bucks. You know, if I saw this and they said it was 50 bucks, I wouldn't be surprised and I'd be happy to pay it, I think. Much over that, you're starting to get out of you know, budget territory, and this is a budget knife, but it's a really nicely made budget knife. So that's my thinking on it. The not Todd Begg's, that knife name right there from Harbor Freight. Have a nice day.